The adventuring party heads out with a wagon load of provisions, tasked with bringing it to Phandelver from the city of Neverwinter. Their employer, Gungeon Rockseeker, headed out before them with the hired muscle, Saldor Hallwinter. The party, Sabrina the Wizard, Argos the Fighter, Cora the Rogue, Porthos the Fighter, and Dis the Cleric, find an ambush spot ahead. 2 dead horses and a goblin trail running into the forest. Following the trail, they encounter a cave where we pick up with the party. What will they do next?
All right, I'm scared, so I am going to disappear. I'm going to make like a rock and
Following
disappear.
the goblin's trail, you come across a large cave in the hillside 5 miles from the source of the ambush. A shallow stream flows out of the cave mouth, which is screened by dense briar thickets. A narrow, dry path leads into the cave. As you look into it, you can't see the back of the entrance. It is about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so there is a good light outside, but quickly, as you pause and listen, you hear noises coming from the cave. Things moving around, jostling, moans of what it sounds like is a human, and also some rustling, and every once in a while a yip or a bark like an animal's. And so it's difficult to sprint across it, but you can cross it without any risk. Just get your bootlets.
Rena, we need a council because you and I are the two, then we decide that is able to see.
I think we need to first clear the area that is there first, because we go into the cave, we're also going to need to come out of the cave. We want to come out to a safe place.
That's true.
We have this dark area directly to the left, sorry, the right of the cave.
Wooded forest.
We may need to explore and see what there is. There a separate entrance to the cave? Are there bad guys hiding there, waiting for us to go in and then come in right behind us and trap us? Like,
That's what I was thinking too. I was thinking about the forest. You know, I guess the bushes could be suspect too, but we could be into a problem there. None of this looks good. I really wish we had the grenade option, but.
can we see any signs of people walking across the stream from one side to the other in the form of tracks, or what do we know exactly what side they entered the cave on? I mean, obviously they're in there, but how did they get in there?
Roll me a perception check.
18, so it's a 15 plus 3.
So what you're able to see is light footsteps and evidence of 2 dragged bodies going down this side of the road, entering the water, mud splits, and then coming off. You do see some light footsteps heading further east, and then additional footsteps catching this up to the top. It looks like the 2 bodies were dragged up the side, and then it looks like a body was dragged back out and further to the east. But then there is some footsteps heading towards the east also. Light footsteps, not heavy ones, not ones that would be made by an ogre or a dragon, but something notably smaller.
I think that even more means that we need to check out the forested area around us.
Good. That was a good point. Checking that out.
So I think, does everyone have long range weapons? Like I have a javelin.
I've got a bow.
There are 3 of us with physical long range weapons. Fire one of there. Probably 3 of us in kind of a V or a triangle formation, kind of cross the water with our weapons drawn, with the other 2 closely behind. Sure, I'll take the lead.
How do you cross?
Kind of slow step at a time, and with a very direct eye on that tree line that we're going steadily towards.
Are you trying to be stealthy or quick?
It's hard to be stealthy in a stream. Cross it as quick as possible, as safely as possible.
Okay. You successfully get across undetected. You're on the other side of the stream. What do you guys do now?
Where the tracks are.
Yeah. Sabrina will walk up there and start investigating while we
That
kind of hold back.
Sabrina,
and,
give me a
and
roll. You're the head
Dry
leader.
off. D20.
we make sure that nothing comes out of the tree line.
Yes, correct. D20 plus
Se-
your stealth.
17.
17. All right. So you're able to peer ahead, and you see on the bush. It looks like someone has set down wood planks to like make the bush flat, and you see 2 sleeping goblins that are sitting right in the bushes. What do you guys do?
We gotta kill them.
What's our spells?
They're sleeping on top of the bushes.
So what they've done is they've laid planks down, crude wood or savage wood or wood they've found around it, and they've been able to mat the dense bristles down for them to create a little platform to look out across and protect the cave. But since you've been stealthy enough to this point, and we've got a good perception case, you successfully snuck up on them, and you've been able to push through. So now you guys got to decide which would you like to do.
I think we need to ambush them.
What do we have any spells or anything, or is there something that we could do stealthily? I'm asking.
So what
I could sneak up. If somebody comes with me, I could do a sneak attack for some extra damage.
Okay. All right, Corey, you want to try that?
Yes.
And I can cover you, I guess. I don't know how. Cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just have to be close to me.
Argos, you're positioning yourself right behind her, getting ready. 21. Okay, you definitely have not disturbed them. Corey, what would you like to do? You're hanging over the sleeping goblin. There's one right next to him. You're like almost like leaning over them.
Yeah, let me do this sneak attack
Okay.
with my short sword.
Tell me exactly how you kill this one.
I'm just gonna cut its throat like I did before.
Okay, all right. So you just
It's effective.
motion, right? Just
Bad
like
visual, bad visual.
one swift motion, just one, and the goblin lets out a small gurgle, and then goes totally limp in your arms. The next one rustles in his sleep, like caught up by a bad dream, but remains sleeping. What do you want to do now?
I'll attack him too.
Okay, you want to do the same thing?
Same attack. Same attack. Yeah.
Stealth attack as you move into position on your second one. Let's make sure you don't inadvertently kick it in its head.
9.
9. All right, so that's not successful. He's grabs his little scimitar. It's more rust than it is a blade, but it does look like he can do some damage. And you have 6 seconds. What are you gonna do to respond?
I'm gonna hit him with my short sword.
All right, you swing at him, but he's able to move out of the way quite easily. You kind of went side on it. Would you like to move?
Yes, sure.
So he's still in range of you. Sabrina, what would you like to do? It's your turn. All right.
use a cat cantrip and freeze him. Slow him
Okay.
down for somebody.
So you want to throw some ray of frost. So let's see if you can get your spell off. Your hands get cold as you start summoning the power of coldness and ice. 21. All right, you get it off. A big shot vacuum of coldness scorches across this all the way down, freezing a bit of water, and it hits him, freezes almost half of him, but he's able to flex and break off some of the ice crystals that's formed on him. He's slowed, but he's still up and at him. Now it's his turn. He's going to turn towards Cora.
No.
Okay. And swings with his short sword. So he hits you, but it's right where your toughest leather is, and your leather takes all the impact, and there's no blood. Next is Argos.
We'll just shoot him with a bow.
Okay, Tim, that's enough to do it. Where do you hit him with the arrow?
Between the eyes.
Between the eyes. All right, finishes him off in glory. He falls and collapses, and he's finished. He lets out a quick yell after he perishes and collapses to the ground. Silence immediately falls back onto it. There's nothing you can hear but the birds. But then you hear some loud barking. Seems like it's emanating from the cave that this disturbance has caused inside. What do you guys want to do now?
I think we need to position everybody along that cliff face there that we're up against.
Okay.
So what do y'all think?
Yes, let's wait for a short duration.
They got dogs, so now we made a noise. The guy, when he killed him, he disturbed the ambience.
They're aware that we are there.
Okay, it looks like you guys wait for 30 seconds, turns into 90 seconds, which turns to 120. The dogs seem to quiet back down. You hear some birds rustling in the distance. Okay. All right. So it sounds like we got Argos going in first, Disc right behind him, whispering what she sees in his ear. Then Sabrina, then Port, then Cora.
I
Does
want to
that
be the
sound good?
last one, so then no one gets left behind.
Okay. Like this, that makes you feel better.
I can whisper to Port and Cora if there's anything crazy going on.
All right.
Now, Porthos can back me up, but Porthos, we're getting now where this is a questionable area. Now, it looks like a big cavern.
Yeah, but you're right. You don't know if this is going to open to a big cavern or if it's going to be close quarter fighting. Or
Yeah.
maybe not fighting. Who knows?
I'll say this. Everybody behind me, grab some long range weapons.
Yeah, we got you.
I don't have any long range weapons.
You have spells.
Cora and I will back you up, man.
Right,
There you
it
go.
sounds like this was happening. Port and Disc come around here, creeping forward along the side of the cave, very, very stealthily.
How far forward can I see? What's the Sorry, I can't see forward, but how far can this
Hold your
see?
hand in your face and you
Right,
can't
right.
see it.
starting to move up. Disc, you come around the corner, and this is what you see. On the east side of the stream, just inside the cave mouth, a few unseen stone steps lead up to a small, black, dark chamber. Two dark chambers, and there's a narrow fissure on the far side, filled with the stench of animal. Salvage snarls and sounds of rattling chains greet your ears, with 3 wolves that are chained up just inside the opening. Each wolf chain leads to an iron rod driven at the base of a stalagmite. They're chained down, but their chains are rattling as you approach. They smell you even within the darkness and start to pull at their chains. You can make out what it looks like is a chimney that goes 30 feet up into the rock formation, and a bunch of bones, scraps, leather pieces, other rubbish and debris. It looks like it's been pushed out into that area. Almost some meats of questionable origins along those side. But all the wolves are looking straight at you, Disc, and Port as you round that corner. What would you guys like to do?
So the question is, from my mind, obviously it looks like there is a passageway back behind the wolves. Are they guarding us from getting to that passage, or are they guarding something from getting out of that passage?
What did you call it?
It's a small fissure at the far end, small fissure within the rock that leads up 30 feet into a very small formation at the top of it. So it looks like it opens into an additional space, but it's very narrow. But it looks like you could, one at a time, theoretically squeeze your way up if you wanted. It would take a little bit of effort. But as you're looking at that or whispering about it, the dogs are snarling and snapping and barking at you. Dogs look like they haven't got a lot of eat with the food scraps that remains on this far side.
So the question is, what we think is just a pen for them. That's just a pen, and that's where they keep them, and they keep them chained down.
Can Disc, with her 60-foot, seeing the dark light, see straight ahead?
Yeah, she can. She focuses in, and let's see how far she can see. You can look ahead. You see the cave going further to the east, and then you see a very steep embankment heading up to the west. So definitely, it looks like there's 2 separate passageways. You can make out the little bit of this rock.
I think that we don't need to mess with the dogs because they're just kept there.
That's a kennel.
That's the
I feel that way too, because our goal is to get what's his name,
to
right?
look for
Gundren.
Gundren.
If we don't want to poke at everything that we come across.
Now the problem with these is letting them be alive is that they could release them and then they can come get us.
So there is a possibility, and I'm kind of with you guys, but I just want to throw this out. There is a possibility there is somebody back up in there that could release them. So
Yeah,
that would
Absolutely.
I've
That
changed
would
my
be-
mind.
But
We
'Cause
don't
I
also
think-
know the worst that's there. Like, for example, Dis and I only have 2 big spells each day. I
yeah.
don't know if that's why I did the frost again to the goblin. What else we have coming at us?
And I'm kind of sensitive to killing an animal that's chained down, but
All right, here's Since
handling was good.
Since
wasn't
I'm
it?
in the lead, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to notice that they're there. I'm going to slowly reach into my backpack. I'm going to pull out one of my rations, and I'm going to try to coax one of the animals towards me with my rations. In that case,
So they're all tied up. They can't move any further beyond where they are. So do you approach them?
correct, yes, with food.
Right. Can you describe with me how you try to handle it to them?
I show to them at first, and depending on their reaction, it depends on what I do. Okay, so I'm a +1. So +1 roll. I have a natural 20, so a 21.
21.
Yes.
Okay. You lay your food out like in a banquet after letting them sniff it. They get very
Right.
interested and
Okay.
calms their demeanor, and they start eating little bits of the food pretty violently, but also very relaxed. What would you like to do next?
Well, just a second, I'm the animal handler. So I can, with the +3, is anybody more than +3? And then I can tame them. So they're part of so my goal is to tame them as an animal handler, and they're on our side now.
Give us
Okay.
roll for that. These
You
are
move
wolves.
up and you try to
I'm an animal handler.
while they're eating, you try
These
to
are wild
bring your
animals.
friends. Roll me a d20 and see. Let's see, and then add your +3. Let's see how well this goes.
Okay, +3. +3.
Oh, jeez.
22.
We're fixing to do damage.
22.
Oh, we're putting up the big numbers for the dogs.
All right.
22.
As you do approach them, they kind of nuzzle your hand a bit, but they immediately go back to eating because that's a little bit more interesting. What would you guys like to do next?
I'm a 22 though.
Yeah, absolutely. It nuzzles
Your hand.
This
No,
wild
definitely
nuzzles
didn't
your
bite.
hand. That's what you get for
You
22.
still
That's
have
pretty
a
good.
hand.
I tamed them.
I say we do this since they now know that we're friendly. Can we pass by them without regard? They are now focused on food and eating. Can we pass by them and see what is beyond their cave quickly to determine whether or not somebody is going to let them out if we continue forward into
Yes.
the cave?
While your food lasts, which won't be forever, the dogs are
Obviously.
occupied in nomming on food, but they'll probably turn on each other to fight for the bones. So just be wary. It's not, you didn't permanently put them to sleep. Okay.
I bet Dis could even walk around the dogs since they all love her now and just take a
Absolutely.
peek into the.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You
You
rolled a
guys,
22.
It's kind of dangerous, but once again, animal handler here.
So no, let me describe what you're looking at here, this little piece. It's a fissure. It's a narrow opening in the east wall that leads to a natural chimney. This climbs 30 feet up into this next, what it appears might be a large opening. At the base of it, there's a lot of rubbish that's been discarded from the opening above. It's going to take a little bit of effort for you to ascend it safely and be able to see if there's an opening or cavern at the end of that. You essentially have to climb vertically for 30 feet and then pull yourself up into that other area. This is not
You
something
can't
you
look
can
through the
immediately run
fissure?
back down.
You can't just look through the fissure?
Yes, but since it's 30 feet up, the only thing Dis
Yeah.
can see is that it kind of opens up into nothing.
That ain't me.
I say continue back in the cage.
You would have to be pretty strong and athletic. It's maybe as
Oh, I am athletic. I am athletic.
Why?
Strength and athletics.
I am athletic.
Okay, y'all are all focused on this one area. I thought we said that we were gonna move on from this. So now there's just this
Well,
thing to the
well-
sky.
Well, what we're concerned about is there's somebody that can come let these animals out and attack us.
They have to climb down 30 feet.
Okay.
Still, they're up
You're
above.
not seeing this as a concern now.
Because y'all are thinking about going up the thing, and then we're going to be in a whole different location. I think we need to continue on. Either take the dogs with us, or continue on in the cave.
Skyrim has taught me anything. This is going to be a big circle anyway, and we're going to end up there. Dungeon Master.
So does Skyrim say that it would be faster to go up there now or faster to go around?
Skyrim probably would prevent us from going up there right now.
What did we decide?
I vote not going up there.
Okay.
Or you seem to really want to be focused on this
One
room.
reason to go up there now is I have a +4, Garrett has a +5, and we're already there.
I don't see the purpose other than just going and seeing it.
It's going to be one at a time, though. Yeah.
It would have to be me because I'm the one who can see 60 feet.
All right.
We all have to
sounds
make
like
it.
you're going up. Roll a d20 and add your athletics modifier. Let's see how good you do.
I mean, I'm not a .4. I'm a 4. 4. Roll good, roll good. Oh, I rolled bad.
I'll be right back.
Not bad.
I don't know. What's bad? I rolled 14. Is 14 bad?
You successfully get up to it. It did require a good physical strength, but you were able to stretch yourself up into it. And you pull yourself up into this other chamber, and you see a large room. You look out into this dark room, and you start to see a light, like a small cook fire with some low burning embers right in the middle of the room. Stalactites and stalagmites are on either side, and you see some very large creatures around it. A wolf, a bugbear, and 2 goblins all gathered around the fire. Looks like they're cooking something, but the wolf is relaxed, laying down. You can't tell from this angle if it's awake or asleep, but there's a large creature. You recognize it as a bugbear type creature, much larger than the goblins you've historically fought, and he's currently facing the fire. What do you guys want to do?
I say run.
Okay.
You're
all
the
right.
only one in this.
You want to slide back? First, I need 2 checks. I need a stealth check from you.
So I'll go back and I'll go, no.
And now the dogs have eaten all the rations.
All right.
Now y'all are stuck on that side.
All right.
We're stuck
Roll
on
a-
this side.
Roll a stealth check. Yes. Let's see if you can get out of this safely.
I don't know if there's a bravery involved. Is there a bravery? I'm like a -10.
You were brave 10 seconds ago.
All right. Do you make any noise?
I didn't want to see that.
You just wanted to see the sky. Oh my goodness.
I'm sure Sabrina feels really validated right now.
All right.
too.
You have -1 to stealth.
What again?
So roll a d20 and subtract 1.
Why 1?
We still don't have any explosives, do
Wait,
we?
just take a why 1. I don't get a 1. This DM is
It's a
so totally wrong.
-1. It's a -1 to yourself. You're wearing chainmail. If you
Doesn't
move
matter.
the wrong way,
I'll
you're
tell you
gonna
why
make
it
a
doesn't
racket.
matter. I used my athleticism, according to you, to get up there. So I'm using my athleticism to get down.
Yes. I'll make that check first.
And you're
But
not
first we need
stealthy
to make
about it.
sure- You need to make sure you didn't make a massive clanking noise as your pieces of metal that strap your body clang with each other.
I need to be 4. It's athletic. It's the same thing.
Hey, I'm the dungeon master.
I'm doing the -1.
Yes. What is the
I'm
result?
doing the -1 under, what is it called? Under distress.
Duress.
Under duress.
Address. Yes.
Not distress.
What happened? You
No,
did
that's
it.
you're-
distress.
You are in distress.
Hey, that wasn't bad. I got 12.
You got a 12?
All
All right, that's enough not to get noticed. Now give me a strength test to make sure you successfully repel yourself and all your armor and gear down it.
16.
You're back down here safely. The dogs are probably 20 seconds away from finishing their food. What do you guys want to do?
We need to get back together. Y'all are about to be separated from us, and we're about to say, see you later, port and disc. Y'all supposed to lose and
All right.
win this round.
I will echo Sabrina's sentiments. We should probably
We don't
get back
have
with the
to-
group.
Let me ask you a question. We don't have any ability to close that opening, do we?
I don't have any spells that would do that.
Tell me how you would try to do it, and I'll tell you if you can.
Yeah, we don't have anything, so none of our spell throwers don't have anything we can use to
Nope.
lodge rock and cause an avalanche, that kind of thing. And, all right, y'all better get the heck out of those before those wolves wake up and decide.
All right, so I think Dis and I, we successfully run around these wolves in under 20 seconds because it's not that far.
We don't want Porthos to turn into a porterhouse for the wolves.
Dry aged. So we're back in our initial formation with Port in front, Dis behind, Argos, and then Cora and Sabrina. I think we need to remember that one of those bad guys is gonna probably eventually come down and set those wolves free, and hopefully.
Yes, but we'd all be there as it happens, and not like they kill us off one by one.
Or we could kill him now. What would you like to do?
Hopefully the big guy can't come through that little opening.
Now. So that's a move, and then we don't.
Kill the 3 wolves. Kill the 3 wolves.
No, they're chained up. Unless you want to unchain them and take them with you, just leave them there.
Okay, we're leaving them there. They're not gonna like us. We're going forward.
Right. We're counting on the goblins to properly secured them if they start pulling those chains again. But all right, sounds like we're moving forward.
Let's go forward. We have an option of going. I guess it looks northeast or northwest. Does anyone have opinions as to whether northeast or northwest would be best? Could we get a perception check and see whether or not we see drag marks or any signs of a life going one direction versus the other?
16.
Okay, you see drag marks going up, and you see that this is not heavily traveled route. This is a more vertical incline, not a paved area, more rubble with that much higher elevation. But it should be easy for anyone to get up there with a little bit of effort.
So do we see the drag marks going that direction as well?
No, you don't see the drag marks. It would have been, if they were there, they would have been washed away by the stream. You don't see anything. But this is more rubble. You can't really perceive anything would have been.
But the other way, do we see any drag marks that we've been seeing previously?
At this point, these are more stone formations that aren't showing any of drag marks.
Oh, sorry. Gotcha.
No, please. No, good questions.
Does everyone believe that we should go towards the path that's more traveled? Yes? Okay, yes, we're doing that.
Everyone needs to give me a stealth check.
1.
We can put our number in for that.
Yikes! I'm a 1.
-1.
Seriously?
We are not stealthy. Yes.
I'm a 16.
I'm 21.
Good for you. Everyone in the back is stealthy.
I just got a 7 this time.
I'm the weak link at 4.
Nope. You're not the weak link.
Okay, so
We're
that's
making all kinds of noise.
so you kind of move up there. You do playing around. Port kind of stumbles and kind of hits the ground, and his long sword
Breaks my
hits the
nose.
formation
Yeah.
right next to it. And then immediately you guys go quiet as you kind of be like, oh geez, did anyone hear it? And you hear something in the back of the cavern, and it starts a very small rumbling, and it seems to grow, and you're not exactly sure what it is. Kind of hear like a little splashing, and then the water starts to rise, and on the river starting to lap up, going from 6 inches to 10 and up, and it passively suddenly fills with a mighty roar, and a huge rush of rushing water pours down. Everyone needs to roll a d20 and add their dexterity modifier to prevent them from being swept away. So do you successfully scrumble and hold on to the side to hold yourself? Who got below a 10?
Nobody.
Nobody? Oh wow, you all hold on to the side as a big
Hey.
kind of try practice you about. You're holding it. This is an absolutely on top of the mountain point. Let the house decide scene. Everyone's barely holding on as the deluge of water occurs, and then it all water just slows down and kind of passes in calms once again. Do you guys keep heading in the same direction?
Yes.
Okay, all right, you keep heading in the same direction. Slowly move and creep along, and as soon as you're around that corner, you see a goblin standing on the top of this rope bridge that appears like he was signaling to other goblins to release the deluge upon you. You're now in combat. Roll for initiative.
I want to shoot him with my short bow
You let your arrow fly. Where do you hit the goblin?
between the eyes.
Between the eyes. Another headshot. And he flips and falls off the side and rolls down to the back. But he makes a big splash and he alerts the goblins right to the other side that continue to run towards you. What do you guys do? They're going to act at the same place that he does. Goblins are coming at you. He's now standing over you because he didn't know what he had heard, but now he sees you. All right, next action.
We gotta kill him.
Next
Yeah,
action
I'm gonna take my
short.
javelin and I'm gonna throw it at him.
Your javelin goes wide. It hits the bridge, rocks the
Misses,
bridge a little
yeah.
bit, but he's still up on the top.
I'll shoot him with the bow.
You miss. Goes wide again, hits it straight through the head.
I'm gonna shoot him with my short bow.
Again, all right. Roll a d20. Same thing as before. What are your numbers?
Yes.
7? All right. You missed wide to the right. Would you like to move?
Yeah, I'm gonna move underneath him under the bridge.
Okay, you move underneath the bridge.
Can I go up close to him and do a spell? 25.
D20, then plus 5.
25.
25. Oh, wow. Okay, so you in frustration that no one could possibly hit him with javelins, axes, and other things. Summon your power of lightning. You're amplified because you're standing in water, and you send a massive lightning bolt that just lights up this entire cavern and flickers off through the distance and really pretty across the water. But how much damage does it do?
1.
All right.
Wait.
Is there?
But that's review. This was lightning. Lightning on one is pretty tough.
Yeah.
But for some reason, like, it was just a little shallow. Like, it just, like,
No, it's lightning. Lightning.
It was all flare, but not intensity.
It
It
It was
was
lightning.
oh, no.
show.
All right, his turn. He jumps down from the bridge and approaches Dis. He does, no problem, and he'll take a swing at Dis. I'm going to go ahead and give him.
I should run.
All right, he swings
I
his
should
great
run.
sword, but he doesn't calculate how short Dis is as a dwarf and goes straight above her head with a horrible roll of 2, so that doesn't count. So let's finish this person off. Okay, all right, let's finish this one kamikaze goblin off. Would you like to use your bow again?
In the throat.
In the throat. All right, he falls down, laying half on it, bleeding into the river with the blood swooping downstream. Okay, guys, what do you guys want to do next?